of football, which is the most popular sport in many nations, appreciate players for a variety of reasons, including their excellent playing abilities and gorgeous appearances. The top long-haired football players will be discussed in this video because long hair can enhance the latter. Football is currently the most popular sport in our universe, which explains why footballers are so well-liked all around the world. Some football players go above and above to set an example for their global following, and they also have a big impact on them. If you recall Brazilian Ronaldo's peculiar hairdo from the 2002 World Cup, you should also recall how it became so popular all around the world. The goal of this video, however, is not strangeness, rather, we want to examine some of the greatest football players with long hair in history. Welcome to Zizo X for Football channel. I hope you enjoy our video. And if like it, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for more. Let us know what do you think about the video in comment section A. And now, with first name on our list. Diego Forlan. If you are a lover of soccer, you are undoubtedly familiar with Diego Forlan. Forlan, along with Thomas Muller, had a standout World Cup 2010, collecting the Golden Boot and Golden Ball as the tournament's top players. The now retired Diego Forlan, one of the players on our list of the greatest football players ever with long hair, will always be remembered for his gorgeous, long, blonde hair. However, we should mention that the length of his hair was not always at the same level. For example, when he was playing for Manchester United at English Premier League, it was probably the time that his hair was the longest. After going to La Liga, and especially at his peak days at Atletico Madrid, his hair was shorter compared to his Man United days. Edinson Cavani. Edinson Cavani, a fellow Uruguayan striker and one of the hottest players currently on the field, is here to continue that trend. One of the players on this list, Cavani, has maintained his long hair throughout his whole football career, from his days as a member of Danubio until the present, when he represents Valencia. His best years were spent playing in Ligue 1 for Paris Saint-Germain, when he scored 138 goals in 200 league games for the French powerhouses. He has played 136 games and scored 58 goals for his country of Uruguay, where he is a regular star. He has long hair and is one of the best-looking soccer players ever. Antoine Griezmann. Antoine Griezmann, the European player on this list of the top football players with long hair, is one of the most skilled players ever. He is one of the guys that constantly changes his hairdo, but occasionally we have spotted him with long hair as well. Griezmann struggled to maintain consistently high performance during his time at Camp Nou, and Barcelona supporters have always been critical of him for it. This criticism extended off the field as well. A few months ago, it was reported that Barca fans were blaming Griezmann's bad club performances on his long hair. Griezmann responded by declaring that even if the club asked him to change his haircut, he would refuse because his wife and kids prefer his present long hair. With his short hair, he was a standout performer for France when he won the 2018 World Cup in Russia. Mauro Camoranesi. Mauro Camoranesi, an Argentinian football player who also holds Italian citizenship and chooses to represent Italy at the international level despite being born in Argentina, is one of Argentinian player that makes our list of the top football players with long hair in history. Before joining the Italian team Verona, Camoranesi played football for 5 years in Argentina, Uruguay, and Mexico with his recognizable long hair and gorgeous ponytail. But when he began playing for Juventus, his outstanding football abilities and fashionable ponytail made him famous. One intriguing aspect about his ponytail is that he promised to chop it off on the field if Italy won the World Cup final match in 2006, and he actually kept that promise. At the Olympic Stadium, he took a seat on a plastic chair in the middle of the field while holding a sizable pair of scissors. His friends gathered around him as he was about to chop off his ponytail. Massimo Otto was given the privilege of trimming his ponytail. Camoranesi will always be recognized as one of the greatest footballers with long hair thanks to his gorgeous ponytail. David Seaman. The renowned David Seaman is the goalkeeper on our list of the greatest football players with long hair in history. David Seaman, one of the top English goalkeepers of the contemporary age, will always be known for his brilliant saves, careless errors, and of course, his gorgeous ponytail. David Seaman played 405 games in the First Division and Premier League over his 13 seasons with Arsenal, where he had considerable success. Additionally, he has 75 caps for the England national team. On November 2005, David Seaman, one of the best ever soccer players with a long hair, finally decided to chop his famous ponytail for charity. His ponytail, which was almost like a trademark for him, was cut live on TV by Charles Worthington, who is a famous hairdresser, and millions of British people watched it on ITV's This Morning show. He was hoping that he could raise £10,000 for the Bobby Moore Fund for Cancer Research UK, and he actually did that. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. The Swedish Zlatan Ibrahimovic, one of the greatest football strikers of our generation, is included in the list of the best ever football players with long hair. Although Zlatan routinely switches up his hairdo, we haven't seen him with short hair since he was a Juventus player, which was almost a decade ago. Correct us if we are wrong. Despite being 41 years old and regularly changing clubs, he is now competing at the highest level for AC Milan in Serie A and has scored 8 goals in 23 games. In September 2019, an 11-year-old student in Russia who was wearing a hairstyle like Zlatan Ibrahimovic was asked by his school to change his hairstyle to one that's more suitable for a schoolboy. This kid became famous when he decided to fight back against school's demands, and the case went on to the Ministry of Education, which there it was overruled. He said he wanted to become like Zlatan Ibrahimovic because he wants to grow up and become a footballer like him. Ronaldinho. We all know Ronaldinho as one of the greatest Brazilian athletes of our generation, but he was also well known for something else: his gorgeous ponytail. He is included on our list of the greatest football players with long hair because of this. Grêmio was where Ronaldinho began his football career before he transferred to Paris Saint-Germain in 2001. His peak as one of the greatest football players with long hair, though, came when playing for Barcelona, managed by Frank Rijkaard. He received numerous individual and club accolades between 2003 and 2008, including 2 consecutive FIFA World Player of the Year awards in 2004 and 2005. Ronaldinho is one of the players in this list of best ever footballers with long hair that during his playing career always kept his long hair, and we can't recall seeing him other than that. Ronaldinho will always be remembered for his great footballing skills, his lovely smile, and his great-looking ponytail. Roberto Baggio. The second Italian player on our list of the best ever football players with long hair is Roberto Baggio. Many people believe that Baggio's famous ponytail and his long hair are among the worst and ugliest hairstyles in football history. However, we believe that Baggio's ponytail is one of the most symbolic hairstyles we've ever seen in football, which may be why he is so well known today. Roberto Baggio was a football player we may never forget thanks to his ponytail and tiny goatee on his face. Although he began his career at Vicenza and rose to fame in Italian football while playing for Fiorentina, his best years as a player occurred between 1990 and 1995 during a 5-year stint at Juventus. In 141 Serie A games, he scored 78 goals in support of the squad. He played for the Italy national team as well, scoring 27 goals in 56 games. Who could ever forget the penalty he missed against Brazil in the 1994 World Cup final? You inform us! As we previously stated, some consider Baggio's ponytail to be among the worst in football history, but there is no ignoring the fact that he is one of the most well-known soccer players with long hair in history. Gabriel Batistuta. One of the best Argentinian strikers in the world, he scores 55 goals in 78 matches with Argentine. A funny story with his long hair is when Passarella, who won 2 World Cups with Argentina as a player and had 70 caps to his name, was brought in to lead his nation through life after Maradona. He wasted little time making his mark. Passarella's first act, with qualification for the 1998 World Cup in mind, was to ban long hair and earrings. All good for Juan Sebastian Veron and Javier Zanetti, but a slight problem for the more maverick members of the squad, of which there was no shortage. The first casualty was Gabriel Batistuta, who was as synonymous for his flowing locks as he was blistering finishing and flagrant disregard for goalkeepers' wrists. Batistuta's initial stubbornness saw him benched during qualifying, with Hernan Crespo preferred up front. Badigal eventually relented, but he was still given the cold shoulder by Passarella, much to the dismay of the whole of Argentina. Still, he sulked off to the barbers and did what was necessary to get back in Passarella's good books. The long locks were replaced by a frumpy mum haircut. Not the best trim we've ever seen. Thank you for watching, and let us know what you think about best players with long hair we didn't mention in comment section, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video and ring the bell for more amazing videos.